approximately 10:25 a.m., indicating we, the jury, have reached our verdict. Madam Floor Lady, has your jury indeed reached the verdict? Take the roll.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I call out your seat number, kindly indicate your presence by stating here. Seat number 1. Here. Seat number 2. Here. Seat number 3. Seat number 4. Seat number 5. Here. Seat number 6. Here. Seat number 7. Here. Seat number 8. Here. Seat number 9. Here. Seat number 10. Here. Seat number 11. Here. And seat number 12. Here.
Verdict.
Full person, please rise. I would say you was the first one, charging the defendant and starting that verdict unanimous. Thank you.
You may proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you say to your foreperson, find the defendant, Kevin Stahli, guilty of assault, county indictment, murder in the second degree. So say you all.
Mr. Costa, will you request the jury be polled?
Yes, sir.
Poll the jury.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stand is recorded. Say you find the defendant, Kevin Stahli, guilty of assault, county indictment, murder in the second degree. Seat 1, was that your verdict? Seat 2? Seat 3? Seat 4? Seat 5? Seat 6? Seat 7? Seat 8?
Yes.
Seat 9? Seat 10?
Yes.
Seat 11?
Yes.
And seat 12?
Yes.
To be honest with you, not much we did here changes anything. We weren't able to bring back Mason. None of this makes anything okay. But the idea of Stahli being released was just untenable. So I'm thankful to the jury, and I'm mindful of how difficult this case was for them. A lot to ask for people that don't see this kind of thing often.
Can you discuss a little bit the controversy surrounding Caitlin Wolfer and your decision to not charge her?
I don't know that there is a controversy. Were you present in the courtroom during the trial?
Some of it. I'm all family court.
Oh, good. Okay, so I don't think there's any basis that would support a criminal charge against her. I have no intention of filing any criminal charges against candidates.
You had said yesterday in court, in your closing statements, that issues around Caitlin Wolfer would be addressed in another forum, I think were your words. What did you mean by that?
Family court.
Family court.
Yeah.
Upcoming family court or past family court?
No, I think the family court was the appropriate jurisdiction to deal with questions of neglect from the mother, and they had a very, very lengthy proceeding there. Those proceedings, if you know about them, are ongoing proceedings that she will have to continue to go back to court. She's in counseling right now. She's in a controlled environment with regard to visitation with Jackson. And the court will monitor that, and they will continue to monitor that, and I think that's the appropriate forum for this.
The defense did mention that possibly Mason would be alive if she had taken him to the hospital sooner. Is that something that, did you guys not consider that, or did you just not find that valid?
Well, are you asking in relationship to any criminal conduct?
Yes.
Okay, so the nature of criminal conduct in a charge like that, endangering that type of charge, has to do with the mindset of the individual. And there wasn't any proof that's been presented to me that she was aware that any abuse was going on. One of the things that's been difficult for a lot of people to handle in this case is the timing of the injuries. We look today, and we're all guilty of this, the state police, the district attorney's office, everyone. We look today at the injuries that Mason suffered. And it was only after a period of investigation that we learned that many of those injuries, particularly the egregious injuries, the large visible injuries, were not present until within 24 hours of the time of his death. That means that starting Monday afternoon, Ms. Wolford didn't have any contact with Mason during that time frame, except that she testified freely that he had really gone downhill. He was feeling pretty poorly. He wanted to cuddle with his mother. They were on the couch and fell asleep, and then Stahli came home and picked him up and put him to bed. There isn't. If I If I charged her with a crime, I don't think that there would be cause to support any charge unless I could establish that if the issue is whether she knew he was being abused. If she knew he was being abused and she didn't do something about that, that's criminal. If she thought he was sick and didn't take him to the doctor in time, if you were in court and you saw her statement given to the police 18 hours after Mason died, there was nothing in that statement that would suggest that she had any knowledge of abuse. In fact, she steadfastly, in just the most telling way, she steadfastly denied that Stahli would do anything. The defense itself was ironic. On the one hand, one defense lawyer is standing up saying she didn't do what she should have done because the child's being abused, and the other defense attorney stands up and says, no, the child wasn't being abused, it was a series of accidents. I mean, there's no continuity, there's no consistency in arguments like that. If you look at this case, if you evaluate the case based on the aging of the injuries, 99% of those injuries, the visible injuries, occurred on Monday afternoon or Tuesday. And so I'm confident that there is no criminal charge that would be appropriate against Caitlin. I'm equally as confident that she should be in family court on questions of neglect, and that's the appropriate place for this to take place.